Have you ever had this experience? A prospect joins your call and they seem perfect on paper. You've got the right credit, the right credentials, the right background. They're super knowledgeable about what you sell. They've got a clear need, an urgent timeline to buy, and then they don't buy. I have coached, at this point, hundreds of salespeople through thousands of deals, and over that time, I've discovered what I've come to call the paradox of the perfect prospect. When everything seems to align perfectly, for some reason, at that exact moment, salespeople lose their edge, drop their guard, abandon their proven sales process, and completely flub the deal. When I'm role-playing with the members of my school community, which you can find down below, or any of my clients, or any of the teams I lead, easiest way for me to get a salesperson to abandon their script is to be their perfect ideal prospect. I don't know why it works. Actually, I do. I'm about to tell you, but it just does. It basically means I yes them to death. I give them no objections. I say, everything sounds great, Rick. This is amazing. I've never seen a presentation like this before. Your product is incredible. It's exactly what I need. I'm definitely going to be signing up next Tuesday. And then I ghost them and never buy. So today, I'm going to disclose to you why your perfect prospects are danger, Will Robinson, how to maintain sales discipline with all your buyers, and the specific techniques you need to close deals, otherwise lose when the perfect prospect turns into someone who is perpetually considering. If you don't know who I am, I'm Drew Law, and I've helped close over 81 million in sales per year via sales teams I ran, managed, built, trained, deployed 5 salespeople to over 150. And recently, my company Sales by Tomorrow has helped companies grow from $0 in EBITDA profit to over $1 million run rate annually in EBITDA profit in under 18 months. Let's dive in. Here's the problem, the complacency trap. The reality is that perfect prospects, so-called, make you lazy. Here's what happens when you get a perfect prospect. You start thinking the sale is automatic. They have the budget, the authority, the needs, and the timeline. Banned. What could go wrong? Well, everything could go wrong. Perfect prospects make you complacent in 3 critical ways. 1, you stop creating urgency because they seem ready to buy anyway. 2, you skip objection handling because they haven't raised any concerns. You're like, oh, this one's in the bag. And then 3, you forgot to actually ask for the sale because the close feels inevitable, and then they give you, we're gonna think about this and talk to some other people. The bonus 4th is they're making you feel so good emotionally that you abandon your entire sales process and you just have a fun chat. And it's okay. The reality is humans are trained from birth to feel serotonin, dopamine, all these good brain chemicals when we are in close rapport with people. Rapport is safety. Rapport is you are part of the group. Rapport is you won't be ejected from the group and made to go live on your own, which in prehistoric times certainly meant you would die. The challenging thing about sales, and why it's a simple job but not an easy job, is that you have to learn that not being in rapport is actually safer, and it's going to earn you more money than being in rapport. Breaking rapport, being neutral to a breaking rapport tonality, neutral to a breaking rapport conversational structure, will actually earn you more money. Your commissions will go up, as opposed to always seeking to be in super close rapport and making really good friends on the sales call. Oftentimes, people come to sales because they are naturally a people pleaser. They naturally have the gift of gab. They're great at making people feel good. They're great at talking to people. And everyone around them says, oh, you should be in sales. You're so good at talking to people. And the reality is the people that are better at sales out of the box are misanthropic. They kind of hate people. They dislike being in conversations. They hate talking on the phone, and they have nothing on their mind but trying to end the call as quickly as possible. Paradoxically, those people often make the best salespeople. So let's talk about how this breaks down. The overexcitement problem. You see, salespeople often lose their process discipline when everything seems perfectly aligned. They're going to get excited about how qualified the prospect is and forget that qualified doesn't mean closed. As one of my top performers learned the hard way, I got excited, like they're so perfect, and I didn't dig deep enough. Abandoning the pain dive is for sure gonna lose you the sale. This is what I call the green flag danger. Green flags can be more dangerous than red flags because they make you drop your guard. Red flags keep you sharp and focused, but green flags make you assume the deal is done before you've actually closed it. Here is the fundamental truth. Every prospect needs to be sold, no matter how perfect they seem. Perfect prospects on paper still need to be sold. They just need to be sold differently. And as you guys know, I'm a very generous trainer, so I'm going to include down below, completely free, my red, yellow, green flag checklist gathered from over 10 years in sales and over 10,000 hours of call listening. What to watch out for. Go ahead and download that PDF if you want that handy cheat sheet on your next sales call. All you have to do is click the first link in the description. It'll take you to Gumroads, put in $0 for the purchase price. It'll ask for your email, and then on the very next page, you can download that. So that's completely free gift to you. Here's what we need to do also. In deep dive discovery, amplify the pain, we need to turn paper cuts into stab bloods. Maybe you've heard this. If you haven't, let me introduce you to the concept. You need to build pain and urgency. The difference is that their pain points often are more sophisticated or hidden. They're great at presenting this perfect persona, this perfect mask up front. So you need to dig a little bit more sophisticatedly to get that pain out. Your discovery needs to be more nuanced. You can't get the surface pain trap, which is stuck in the surface pain they give you. When a qualified prospect says, oh, we need flexibility, don't just accept, okay, great, I've written down flexibility and I've solved the puzzle. Well, what does flexibility even mean? You have no idea. They're giving you the politically correct version of their pain. So you have to dig deeper. In what other ways are they not flexible? Give me a few examples. You want multiple pain points, not just one, and multiple stab wounds, which you have to escalate a paper cut, which is what they're gonna tell you, to a stab wound. Oh yeah, things are going pretty good in our business, everything's pretty good. We just think we could maybe improve a little bit. Oh, okay, when you say pretty good, what does that mean specifically? Oh, when you say things could go a little bit better, what would you change if you had a magic wand and you could wave it? What would you change to make it a little bit better? Just go deeper, guys, go deeper. A specific story technique. Let's say someone said, oh yeah, we've walked away from some deals in the past. Oh, what deals specifically have you had to walk away from in the past? Tell me the story. Then they're gonna relive the pain of missing a $200,000 profit deal. Get specific names, addresses, dollar amounts. The more real you make their past failures, the more urgency they'll feel about preventing future ones. You see how that works. Then say, wow, that sucks, man, I feel for you. So you guys, I've imagined, are pretty eager not to do that again, right? And those are just two examples. As another companion to this video, I've included in the resources bundle down below, completely free, paper cut to stab wound cheat sheet. And it has multiple examples across B2C and B2B of how a presented surface superficial problem can be developed from a paper cut into a stab wound with just a few additional questions. This resource sheet alone could be worth thousands of dollars to you, and I'm giving it to you completely free. Just go ahead and put your email in that link down below. Here's why perfect prospects hide their pain better. Why are they so much better at this? Well, it's because they have ego. They see you, they like you, they want to impress you, they want your validation. This is especially common when you're selling cross-gender, when your prospect is a different gender than you. This leads to them making up wild stories, departing from reality, and being unwilling to truly open up honestly about their pain or problems to you. The solution is you need to make them feel good about opening up to you if you suspect this is happening, and you have to give them ego strokes for complying with your sales process. You want to gentle them along like you'd approach a wounded and scared deer in the forest. You want to employ something called negative offcasting and positive positioning to introduce them to the role you want them to play and the roles you want them not to play. So here's an example of what positive positioning would sound like. Oh, you seem like the type of person who is great at solving problems on the fly. I'd really love to know more about how you got to this position in life. It would be amazing if everyone I worked with was so decisive and clear-cut in their thinking as you are. How is it that you came to be so good at making decisions under pressure? That would be positive positioning. You're telling them the role that you want them to play, and that role that they're going to play, as you describe it, is going to play to your advantages in getting the deal closed or getting them signed up for your product service. Negative offcasting is a short story you tell about a person who exhibits all the characteristics you don't want them to exhibit, such as slow-to decide, analysis paralysis, cautious and tenditious, etc. So here's how it would sound. Well, I worked with this guy back in 2017, and I just worked with someone who was so slow to make decisions, and it was just sad to see. I actually felt bad for him, but there was no way anyone could talk him into acting on information. No way anyone was going to be able to guide him into the light of learning to make quick decisions that would benefit his business. I really wanted to help him grow his business, but there was just no way he was going to be led, and that was really sad. Even just telling that story is going to put them in a mindset of like, okay, whoops, I don't want to be like that guy who can't make a decision. And this will help guide them to the correct persona that they want to display. Use those two to your advantage. Positive positioning, negative offcasting, practice them in your role plays. If you need a role play partner, check out our school community down below. Process discipline. Keep the main thing the main thing. Prospects often lead salespeople into tactical rabbit holes, especially if you are selling a technical product. They ask detailed questions that distract from the fundamental buying conversation. So don't let them pull you down into those rabbit trails. If you need to, make a note on the side, or our process implementer will get back to you on that. We'll send you a detailed email. Let's stay focused on your business goals for this call. Avoid promo desperation as well. When these perfect prospects don't close immediately, many salespeople will start to throw a discount at them. You go from confident to needy in 2 shakes if you do this. Don't get sidetracked by promos or technical details or how you can discount when you should be having the core conversation about why they're not moving forward. I guarantee you, most people that you're not closing today, it's not that they don't have the right pricing, it's that you haven't had the right conversation with them about their pain and their goals and how your solution solves that. So the core question to help you get back to that is, look, is this a good thing for you? If it's not, tell me why not. If it is, then why wouldn't you sign up? And if you want to pause after you ask them, if it's not a good thing, tell me why. Because then they're going to go into their objections, their hesitation, their stalls, their fears, their uncertainties for you to solve them. And then after you solve them, you could say, all right, well, does that pretty much clear up everything that you're concerned about? Or is there anything else at all? And then if they're not concerned at all, if they've got everything cleared up, say, all right, how would you like to proceed? What would you like to do now? Everything else is the distraction from this fundamental conversation. And most people will actively distract you from the fundamental conversation because they do not want to be exposed as being indecisive, or they don't want to be exposed as they won't have that harder conversation. Don't get bogged down in features, timelines, technical implementation details. That's all secondary to whether they believe truly that your solution can help them or not, and why they're not acting on that belief. Once they agree your solution helps them, our only job is to identify and solve whatever problems are preventing them from moving forward today. Perfect prospects will turn the buying conversation into a consulting conversation. And those of you that are selling from a position of authority, expertise, consultants need to be especially wary of this. Your job is to keep the focus on the decision, not the details. Remember that, decision, not details. Details are often a smokescreen meant to throw you off your game and prevent you from holding them to the fire and answering the hard questions, which is, if this works, why not buy it? That's the only thing they should be thinking about. Okay, let's talk about a way to cut through those smoke screens. I call this the what's the problem close. Perfect prospects are masters of sophisticated smoke screens. They don't say, I can't afford her, I need to think about it. Sometimes they'll say things like, oh, I just need to get my LLC created. I'm 100% committed to doing this though. I just need to set up my LLC and the paperwork. And your salesperson commission breath brain hears, all right, I've got another sale in the bag, but you don't because it's a smoke screen. So you have to call out the contradiction. I guess, John, I'm a little confused. What does your LLC setup actually have to do with signing up with us? Because we don't require you to have an LLC to sign up. So I guess why would that actually stop you? Should that stop you? Would that stop you? You can create your LLC anytime. It's going to blow through the surface level objection and force them to tell you what's really happening. Here's the leveling technique. Obviously, John, if you really wanted to work with us and you had no problem with it, we'd be signing you up right now. So something is obviously not right. You can level with me. What is it? You're calling out the logical inconsistency, and you're getting them on record. You can also use the suitcase analogy. Hey, John, we have a suitcase full of 200 grand potential profit here, and you're just walking away from the suitcase. I must be missing something here. There must be something you haven't told me. Otherwise, I think you'd be putting your hands on this suitcase full of cash. So help me understand. Look, to be successful in sales and business, you need to be adept at handling direct confrontation. If you can call out inconsistencies professionally, you'll be respected and people will follow your direction and they will not scorn you. So here's a little bit deeper psychology of the perfect prospect, why they resist you. They're overconfident in their options. When people have really good credit, really good options, when they have money, often they believe they have tons of options, more options than they might actually have. They need more compelling reasons to choose you and move forward rather than the garden variety urgency or scarcity that works for people who are really hard up for a solution. Yet more sophisticated prospects often get stuck in analysis paralysis because they can do more analysis off the top of their head. You need to identify leverage points that will get them excited and move them to action that are compelling enough to make them put down their calculators and spreadsheets. The more sophisticated prospects actually have often more to lose, and that causes them to be more careful about decisions. So you need the loss aversion to work for your side by showing them how much they're losing daily by implementing their solution. Obviously, they're often very competitive as well, but you need to learn to use competitive pressures to get them to move forward and activate that desire to keep up with the Joneses or to excel and beat their competitors. Professional reputation, their decision obviously reflects on their competence, so they move more carefully. You need to become the go-to brand. They will be proud to engage. Working with you needs to enhance their image. If you want to sign high-level sophisticated clients, you need to enhance their image. These are all factors that can work against you or work for you. Just consider them as you're going to talk to these more sophisticated prospects. This is what will test and elevate your mental game. So here's what you need to make sure you're addressing. Most prospects' delays are just rationalizing their fear, and you can ask them, are you looking for reasons to do this? Are you looking for reasons not to do this? They often have small windows of decisiveness. If you miss that window, you're back to extended evaluation periods. So you need to be ready to go when they elapse into that window where they're ready to make a decision. I also like to use the 2 centimeters away. You're usually very close and you just need small adjustments. If you're closing some of these people, but not as many as you'd like, you're probably 2 centimeters away. So it's just maybe going that one question deeper, that one additional pain point. It's asking that one more bold question, 30 more seconds of silence. Look, you're navigating subtle psychological barriers, and the key thing for your own frame of reference mentally is you must never be defeated. You must never give up. You have to be more persistent and more disciplined and more calm and relaxed than the prospect. And this is why perfect prospects are actually your best training ground. They're going to give you more sophisticated objection handling process. You have to tighten up your process discipline. You need to articulate more sophisticated ROI, and you're going to get more psychological comfort with the pressure of high-stakes conversation, and it's going to train up your professional persistence. This is a recap, but maintain your sales discipline. Go into a more sophisticated discovery, keep your sales process tight, don't be afraid, practice direct confrontations with these hard questions, and address their fears rationally. I have given you guys a lot of great resources below this video, including our school community link, so go ahead and check those out. If you want me to train your sales team or you to handle more sophisticated qualified prospects, let's discuss. There is also a link down below where you can submit an application to see if you're ready to work with Sales by Tomorrow on a larger scale. If not, plenty of free resource down below. Watch the rest of my videos on YouTube. And I appreciate you guys for your attention. I'll see you guys in the very next video.